I've heard so many times, how come the narcissist just gets to move on and be happy while I'm back here in the dust? So, let me tell you a bunch of things that prove a narcissist is not happy, and it's pretty much impossible for them to ever be. Number 1, they're scared. Narcissists are afraid of almost everything: intimacy, love, feeling forgotten, thinking that they're not recognized for all of their greatness, vulnerability, rejection, abandonment, and more. All they do is make fear-based decisions to try to make things as easy as possible on themselves. But I gotta tell you, it very rarely happens. Number 2, they are exhausted. A narcissist is always trying to find perfection, the perfect supply, perfect living situation. They want to be viewed as perfect by other people and to live an absolutely perfect little life. Perfection, however, doesn't exist. And so, they're constantly chasing someone and something, usually multiple of both of those, and they don't even exist in the first place. They're never happy with who they have or where they are. The chase is never going to stop. They are chasing the unobtainable forever, over and over and over again. Number 3, they have really shitty reputations. Eventually, everybody knows this person is nothing more than a user and an abuser. Even if people are fooled for a long period of time by a narcissist, they just use that person until they're all dried up and move on. So, it doesn't matter anyway, because somebody narcissistic always needs more and more people. This will, regardless of who does what, this will start to get around over time, causing them to have that really crappy reputation. Number 4, they have seriously poor coping skills. Drinking, drugs, sex, jumping into a new relationship, gambling, food, the list goes on and on. Now, to be super fair, this is true of everybody. We all have a vice that we gravitate towards to make us feel better. The difference is, the narcissist has no intention of changing these things, or dealing with the true issues underneath for why they do these things. And I believe most of them don't even truly realize why they do half of the stuff they do, and probably more than half. Number 5, they are trouble. Most narcissists get caught up in legal trouble and ramifications for thinking they're above the rules and above the law at work, at school, at home, on the road, with everything. They do messy divorces, financial trouble, stealing, fighting, custody. They always seem to be in quite a bit of trouble with someone about something. Number 6, they are super lonely. Nothing and no one can ever fill the void that the narcissist has, no matter how good you are or aren't. This is something that needs to be done on their own. They need to be responsible for their own happiness, validation, loving themselves, all those things they're trying to get from so much supply. They are unfulfilled. Nothing is deep or intimate or special, anything, anyone. It never happens. They never have enough attention because they are not fulfilling what they need on their own, which we all have to do. They depend on something that they can't find or they can't have. Number 7, they have no friends, or if they do, they have very few. What narcissists do have is staff, flying monkeys, and puppets. No one, even those they call their super closest, most bestest friends, none of them are immune to a narcissist completely discarding them and just basically leaving them for dead when somebody else, quote unquote, better and more perfect, perfectly suited for them comes along. Number 8, they have money issues. Most narcissists are broke, as let's just say what it is. Most of them feel they don't have to work. That true narcissistic sense of entitlement is there and it screams, "You take care of me now." Even if they do work, then they usually control all the finances. Most of the time they end up blowing all their money on stupidity and their own vices. Number 9, they have familial issues. Most of the time, their family hates them because they know that this person is toxic, or their family is just a group of narcissists that have their own tome full of issues. Some narcissists talk a lot about their families, and normally, not many of them are super close. Number 10, they are incredibly paranoid. With so many secrets and lives and lovers all floating around about the place, This causes them to get really defensive about a lot and paranoid as well. They accuse everybody of cheating with that guilty conscience they have going on. They have an obsessive need for power and control. So that nothing comes up that they can't handle, nothing ever happens that they don't have an answer to because of their constant paranoia. Number 11, they are super lame partners. Narcissists know they don't measure up. Nobody is this insecure and this jealous like a narcissist is, if they actually thought they were good people. A narcissist knows to some degree. I think some know more than others, but they all know to a certain degree that they are not good people. Even if they seem to be very competent and think they're awesome on the outside, this is a phony superiority complex that hides how self-loathing they really are underneath. Narcissists hate themselves, and 9 times out of 10 they don't feel good enough about really anything. Romantic relationships are unfulfilling and surface level at best. That is all that they can provide, and guess what? They know it too. So, being afraid of everything, money issues, issues with the law, family issues, crappy relationships that leave both parties involved incredibly unfulfilled and unsatisfied. The lack of ability to make themselves happy, but constantly being disappointed by others. So, they're very isolated paranoia, potentially very harmful addictions. I want to ask you, does this sound like somebody who was ever really very happy? No, it most certainly doesn't, and they are never going to be. Keep in mind, a narcissist always needs to look happy and look appealing. They have to make you feel as if you're missing out on something. Look at what you could have had if you behaved correctly. Look, I have somebody new now who gets to enjoy me, but you screwed up so you don't. Never ever be seduced by lies and fake that you see on social media, that you hear from mutual friends or anywhere else. You know the truth, and don't you ever forget it. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If there is anything that needs to be discussed, write in the comments column below.